year, people.
2016. Yay.
Oh, my goodness. Sweet 16.
Congratulations. We've made it.
Yay.
We've made it. This is our, 12th episode, maybe? That's what I
feel
want to
like
say.
we're coming in, it's like we're teenagers and we're now coming into our womanhood.
Okay.
You know? We're
hitting our tweens.
We're hitting our tweens. We're getting a little more experienced, discovering ourselves and our bodies.
Great.
And movies.
And
Yay.
movies. This is when it happens, when you're about 12.
Yeah, it's a very special age.
I think that's probably when I started liking the movie Clue, which is my first favorite film.
Oh.
So I was probably about 12, and I definitely got it for Christmas. Maybe 10 or between 10 and 12, somewhere in there. I was definitely getting into the awkward years of looks for girls that we all go through.
Oh, yes, I remember those fondly. What?
Then,
all 4 years of high school and braces? No. Oh, Stacy.
That's a long time.
It's a really long time. I was not getting any dates then.
So
Still
today
not.
we're gonna keep this tight today, and we're gonna be talking about 7 films total. We take our feature film and we break it off and link it into 6 other films. So our feature film today is Jurassic Park.
Da-na-na-na-na.
Came out June 11th, 1993. During a preview tour, a theme park suffers a major power breakdown that allows its cloned dinosaur exhibits to run amok.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
That's a
dear
very
Lord.
simple explanation or synopsis for what happens in this film.
I know. Did you know? Okay, doing the research for this film, I was shocked to find out that before he had even published the book, they had already bought the rights to it.
For $2 million.
That's Michael Crichton who wrote the story, Jurassic Park.
Yes.
Yeah, and they were like, we want to buy it, and we want you to do the screenplay for it as well. I was just floored.
So they were just, even the concept of it was like, oh, I'll snap up the rights right now. That's pretty crazy.
And they only used, as far as what's in the actual book, Michael Crichton says it's only about 10 to 15% from the book.
Yeah, a lot's changed. Jeff Goldblum's character is a lot different, right?
Uh-huh.
There's a few scenes from that. They go into I guess he goes into more of the scientific detail,
right?
But then this is more of
action adventure.
Yeah, action adventure and the stories of the people.
Right.
So
I don't really remember the kids in the book, but maybe they were there, or they could have been added for the movie.
See,
it's been a long time. I read it freshman year of high school. And I haven't revisited it, but I did see the movie before I read the book. And so when it came time to read the book, I was like, oh, yeah, I've seen this movie. And then I read the story, and I was like, wow, this is actually a lot better than the movie.
Really?
But I was like, but the movie is still really good. It's just a different take off. Well, not really a different
Jurassic
take.
Park, the book, reading about dinosaurs is better
Yes.
than seeing dinosaurs. Get off of this podcast. I don't believe you at all.
All right. You'll just have to take my word for it. I was just shocked because I was thinking it was going to be just the movie in a book form, and it wasn't. And it went so many different places, and it was very interesting.
I'm going to have to read it and see what this nonsense opinion that you have is,
all right.
it holds up.
I'm
We'll
sure. So Sam Neill is Dr. Alan Grant. He's the main character. Laura Dern as Dr. Ellie Sattler. Jeff Goldblum as Dr. Ian Malcolm. Richard Attenborough as John Hammond. And I also put down Wayne Knight as Dennis how do you say his name? Nerdy? Needy? Nedry?
Yeti?
I don't remember. I haven't seen it in a while.
Also, let's not forget Samuel L. Jackson.
Yes.
Also,
Love
Newman.
Him. That is Wayne Knight.
Oh, that's Wayne Knight. Oh,
yes,
shit.
There you go. There you go.
I knew
he
that.
is important because, he drives the plot into action,
He does.
really.
Don't forget to say the magic word.
That's the best part.
That's so good.
Directed by Steven Spielberg.
That's our person of the day today.
It is.
Spielberg.
It is. He's our main link to our next 2 films.
He sure is. Do we have any trivia for...
We do, but before
Park?
we get to trivia, I wanted to say it won an Oscar for Best Sound Effects, and Best Visual Effects. The budget was $63 million. And for the box office, during its release, it grossed more than $914 million worldwide.
I have it at $1 billion right now. Over $1 billion.
Holy moly.
That's a lot of moolah.
Yeah.
Especially, that's 93. I mean, that adjusted for inflation. I'm not a mathematician.
I think it could
it's like $50 billion now. So
So becoming the most successful film released up to that time, surpassing E.T.
Whoa.
And then later it would be surpassed by Titanic. So that's kind of how it went there. And it's currently the 17th highest grossing feature film, taking inflation into account.
Mm.
It is the 20th highest grossing film in North America. Now, this will probably change with Star Wars.
For sure.
So, look out for those numbers to fluctuate a little bit.
Yes.
It's the most financially successful film for NBC Universal and Steven Spielberg.
Nice. Now, did you know that the giant T-Rex in this movie, because they built like a big T-Rex, right? And it would constantly, they didn't test it in the water.
Malfunction. Oh, wait, no, that you're talking about Jaws.
Oh, no, I'm talking about Jaws, but I'm talking about this too.
Yeah,
it would
rain.
malfunction in the rain, and it would go and like shake. So they'd just be like having lunch and then look over, and it'd just like all of a sudden, jerk, and everyone would scream and be like, "Wah!" Because the giant T-Rex is in front of you having like a seizure. Or doing the shimmies, that's pretty crazy.
I don't even know how, it would be amazing to just see how that even worked. Like a giant T-Rex.
I don't know.
I mean, I could probably build something large. Not necessarily a T-Rex, not necessarily looking fantastic like that. But then to get it to move, there's some crazy
I can barely build a house of cards. So, let alone a T-Rex. Also,
I can't build a house of cards. That's impressive.
I can do like 2 and then there's the 1.
Okay. So like a tiny little house.
I can do a tiny little house of cards.
Good.
Also, the way they got the most difficult scene to shoot or effect they had to do was to get that dang water to ripple. They tried stomping right beside it. They tried hitting it below. They tried all kinds of weird things.
What did they do? Instrument?
They had a guitar string and they plucked it and it would then hit below, and then it would make the ripples perfectly go. So that was the hardest thing in the movie. What they spent the most time on was, how do we get this fucking water to do some ripples? So
that's pretty cool.
That's pretty crazy, right? And this big movie of effects, the tiniest little thing.
I think my favorite scene was probably seeing the T-Rex for the first time, or knowing that it's coming, with the water. Obviously, that's pretty great. And then
mine is the ride. Dino DNA. I just love it. Every time as a little kid, I was like, this is fun. It's like Disneyland. I thought it was really cool. Yeah. And I still want to go on that ride one day.
They should have it somewhere.
I'm sure they do. And I'm going to go on it.
I was like, Universal Studios could totally do that.
Yeah.
Why aren't
Why
they
don't
doing
they have
that?
like a
Jurassic
Park?
They have a ride. It's a water ride, but a water ride.
No, I want like a ride like I feel like I'm in the movie,
Yeah.
I want a T-Rex chasing me. I want us to be in the cars. I want the theme song playing and the headphone things on my headrest. I wanted a whole engrossing experience. Get on that, Universal. Come on.
Get on it. All right, we're going to link to our next films because we're keeping this tight today.
We are.
Yeah. So
Stacey was late.
Let's hang on and let's go on to Steven Spielberg films. That is our link. And Stacey, what you got for us?
Okay, I picked a movie that I had no idea that Steven Spielberg directed, The Color Purple.
Yes.
No clue. Yesterday, I was looking up films, or no, this is a few days ago. I was looking up films, and I was like, what Spielberg movie should I choose? I want to pick one that not a lot of people talk about when they talk about Spielberg films. To my surprise, The Color Purple was on that list. I was like, holy shit. No clue.
It was Quincy Jones that convinced him to do it. And at first, Steven Spielberg, was like, I'm not going to do this. I don't know anything about the South. I don't know anything about, this story.
Right. Yeah, this isn't my story to tell.
And then Quincy Jones was like, no, I want you to do it. And besides, did you know about Aliens to direct E.T.? Did you have to know about that? So he was like,
well,
all right. Well, you're right. You got me there. I guess I'll do it.
This is true.
So it's a challenge.
Yeah. So a Black Southern woman, Whoopi Goldberg, struggles to find her identity after suffering of years of abuse from her father and others over 40 years. So it stars Whoopi Goldberg, Danny Glover, Margaret Avery, Oprah Winfrey is in this movie, you guys. Oscar nominated. First film.
Same with Whoopi Goldberg.
Same with Whoopi, yes. Her first feature film.
Yes.
Came out in 85, grossed about $98 million. I first saw it when I was sick from school home on HBO. A great movie to watch when you're feeling down. Is let's watch The Color Purple and sob your eyes out. Craziness.
I saw it in high school, junior year, because we read Beloved.
Oh.
And then the closest thing to Beloved that the teacher could find was The Color Purple. So we watched The Color Purple. And then later that year, the movie Beloved actually came out.
Oh,
So
I haven't seen that movie.
It's not one I would recommend.
Okay.
I went to see it. Well, first of all, the book, I would not recommend the book. But
Okay.
mainly because, like, it's written by Toni Morrison, but it is so, like, disjointed that I had no clue what was happening. Like, I was like, where are we right now? And they said that when she was writing the book, she thought of, okay, well, when you're getting up in the morning, you're getting ready for your day, you know, and you're brushing your teeth or whatever, you're thinking about things that are going to happen, you know, the rest of the day, or you're planning out your day. It's like, that's kind of how I wrote it. So while this is happening, something else is happening in your head. And I was like, I just can't figure out which one is the reality and which one is the like headspace. And so that's where
Sounds like a trippy book.
I had a
Sounds
problem
like
with that.
I should have.
Anyways, The
dropped
Color
some
Purple.
acid. Yeah.
Let's go back.
Okay, so my favorite scene is Oprah Winfrey's powerful monologue. All my life I had to fight. Had to fight my daddies, had to fight my uncles. I'm just going to do the whole scene, okay? No, I'm just kidding. Not really.
Later.
I thought it was very powerful, and I was like, that's Oprah right there. Like, I knew her as Oprah, the talk show host, but at this time, I know she had her show, but she wasn't like the Oprah that we know. And so for me, I was thinking, like, I was having a hard time separating her from her character in the beginning, but then I was like, no, this scene, it does it for me. The rest of the movie, she was incredible. She's got the droopy eye, and she's in prison, she's got gray hair. Oh, that was so disturbing for me.
I love that song, Sister.
Yes, Sister.
That's like one of my
mind.
Yep. That's one of my favorite songs.
I love it. I think it's beautiful. They also, now they downplayed the lesbian relationship in the film because it's very prominent in the book, or it's explained more. It's very explicit. Like, they are gay lovers together. And then in the film, Spielberg was just scared to show that in a film at that time.
Right. Totally today it could work.
Yeah, totally today it could work. And if they ever like remade the movie, which I don't know why they would, it's a great film. And they already have the Broadway play, which is still going on, I think. An ex-member of Destiny's Child, Michelle, she played Suge Avery Seeley. I forgot which one, but she's in The Color Purple on Broadway.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure, so it's solid. But yeah, no. So they downplay the relationship, and he regrets that. He said that's one of his biggest regrets as a director is doing that, because it would have contributed to the story more in their character, and he feels that was a poor decision on his part. So directors make mistakes.
This was also his first like serious film, and he credits this as being like the reason that he went on to do things like Schindler's List or Empire of the Sun.
Exactly.
It's kind of his stepping stone. So that's pretty cool.
That is. We wouldn't have all these wonderful movies without The Color Purple, people. And it didn't win any Oscars.
I know.
Nominated for 11. That's
oh my
crazy.
gosh.
Not a single win. Yeah,
and the only thing it wasn't nominated for in terms of like all of the pretty much, taking the nominations was Best Director, which kind of sucks.
That's right. Because he also got snubbed for Jaws for Best Director, too. Remember that got nominated for a Best Film? And then
why are we snubbing? What's
Why
going on?
Why are we snubbing, Oscars? What's going on? Snubbing Gyllenhaal. Snubbing everyone all the time. Leo. They just don't know what they're doing.
So the Oscars, it was nominated for Best Picture, Best Actress, Best Supporting Actress for both Margaret Avery and Oprah Winfrey.
Yes.
Best Writing for a Screenplay based on another medium, cinematography, art and set direction, costume, music for Miss Seeley's Blues, score, and makeup.
That's beautiful. So, beautiful film. Beautiful.
It's
everything.
One of those like the biggest letdowns, because how could not one? There's 11 nominations, not one.
No idea.
It's just ridiculous. It's the first PG-13 film to be nominated for Academy Award for Best Picture.
Whoa.
Because usually most of them are R.
Okay. Yeah, usually most of them are very hitting dramas, and there's some adult themes in there, people.
This also could be kind of close to the time, 1986, could be close to the time when they started instating PG-13, because I remember that happened like around Temple of Doom time.
Okay.
Because it was too, they used to just have G, PG, and R, which I kind of like better. But then PG was getting a little too racy for the kids, or too scary for the kids that were like, in the theaters. So then they instated PG-13. or something
Interesting.
similar to that.
I mean, our
sort of
whole
story.
rating system is ridiculous,
Yes.
in my opinion. But
Well, true.
there's a whole.
I know that movie.
This film was not yet rated. Oh, good documentary. Watch This film was not yet rated.
You'll
if you
see
wanna
how
find
crazy
out.
it is.
Yeah.
Now, I would love to be like one of those people that like decides on the
Oh
ratings.
my gosh,
though.
yes.
You
But
get
they're
to
all
see
such
everything.
prudes.
Yeah,
Because
they do
some
kinda suck.
films, they have like a straight couple sex scene, and it's very explicit, but they give it a PG-13. For another one, it was a young woman who is gay, and she was like masturbating.
Mm-hmm.
And is this the first time we said the word masturbate on this podcast?
Probably.
Are we getting naughty on here? Oh my goodness. She was masturbating, but it was over the clothes. It was in the dark. She was just having a private moment, and they made that NC-17 because it was a gay-themed movie. It was ridiculous, and I was like, I can't believe this. An uprising is happening. So watch that documentary. So watch that documentary. It's really good. That was The Color Purple. Okay.
All right, let's move on to Jaws.
Jaws.
So Jaws. Yep, that's what I picked. June 20th, 1975, when a giant white shark begins to menace the small island community of Amity. A police chief, a marine scientist, and grizzled fishermen set out to stop it. I don't grizzled. That's interesting.
Grizzled.
Thanks,
I like
IMDb.
That.
Starring Richard Dreyfuss as Hooper, Robert Shaw as Quint, and Roy Scheider as Brody. Directed by Steven Spielberg, as we know.
Can I just say, I have the hots for Richard Dreyfuss in this movie.
Really?
I hadn't really seen him when he was younger,
Mm-hmm.
like in his older films. You know,
Right.
I've just seen him as we know him now today, and I still think he's a very handsome man, and he has like a very sexual thing going on. I don't know, but then when I saw this movie for the first time a few weeks ago,
Wait, what?
I'd never seen Jaws.
Hold on.
I know.
Okay.
I'm
I know,
you know, the
sometimes
one
that
that
happens.
brags
You gotta
about
pick up.
being, the one that loves movies, and I'd never seen Jaws. But I finally, like, I had seen it in pieces. I hadn't sat down to see it all in one take.
Okay.
So I finally sat down with my friends one lazy Sunday and watched it. I loved it. It was incredible, obviously. But I was like, oh my God, young Richard Dreyfuss is just giving me like One Direction vibes. Like he was very
One Direction vibes.
He was just very sensual, and I was like, oh my God, I like this man right now. I was feeling everything that was happening. I felt it in my nether regions.
Oh, goodness. Okay, so Oscars. One for Best Sound, Best Film Editing, and Best Original Score. And it was nominated for Best Picture. And I guess that Steven Spielberg, don't worry about it. I guess that Steven Spielberg, was concerned about the score, and he was just like, oh, so what else do you have for me? This is a joke, right? This is a joke. What else do you have for me?
He was like,
and they're
"Not
like,
gonna
no.
work." And then
You
now
know what?
he's like,
I'm the master. You can just do your thing. How about this is your job over here? This is my job over here, John Williams.
That's right. Then he admitted afterwards, he was like, it wouldn't have been half as successful as it was without that score.
Exactly.
So he knew afterwards. He was like, all right, John, okay.
Some of my favorite scenes, I actually like, which is kind of a weird scene. It's like in the beginning when they catch the first like shark and they think, oh, this is the shark that is causing problems.
Mm-hmm.
They cut it open to see, like, are there people in here? Like, they cut it open. And then they, like, see all this other stuff, and they're like, this isn't the shark, and they're kind of realizing that. I don't know why I like that. Maybe because all the stuff that comes out of the shark, I was like, oh, there's a license plate in there.
Whoa. Why is a shark eating a license plate?
They just...
He's, like, binge eating.
How did the license plate get into the ocean?
How? I have no
Who's the
idea.
other
Where's
question?
the car? I don't know. Oh, no, it was a mobster thing. Because, they take license plates off and they chunk them in the ocean when they want to switch. I know exactly what happened. That's a mob car.
You know what I was thinking? Psycho. And then there would be a car there. But that was the lake.
Oh, yeah. That was the lake.
Anyways.
That's right. Get it together, Miss
Sorry.
Movies.
Sorry, I didn't think it all the way through. I know that there were problems on set. Robert Shaw and Richard Dreyfuss hated each other, which created good tension.
Mm-hmm.
But Robert Shaw had some issues with the bottle. He would hit that bottle and
knock him back a few.
And then he would. They said if he had one drink, he was just horrible. But if he was sober, he was totally
total
cool.
gentleman.
Yeah.
And then so his big speech scene on the boat.
Right.
The first time they tried it, he was too intoxicated, and then they couldn't use anything. So he called Steven Spielberg, very remorseful, and was like, "Can I please do this scene one more time? Give me one more chance." And he was like, "Fine." So the scene we see in the film of him doing his long monologue speech about everything was done in one take, and he got it. He nailed it. Nice. He was like, "This is what I need to do. I have to make up for my hooligan activities."
Right. I love that they had 3 sharks that were mechanical sharks, and the first one they used just sank to the bottom, and they had to have because they had never tested it in water. So then they put it in, and then it sank to the bottom, and they had to have divers go get it. That would be terrifying to try to find that.
Oh my gosh, let's find a fake shark at the bottom of a lake. It was Martha's Vineyard, right?
It was Martha's Vineyard.
Like
I love Jaws, but we're gonna have to move on to our next links because it is time.
Let's do it. All right. So from The Color Purple, I picked Whoopi Goldberg movies. First, we're talking.
I'm listening.
Ghost. Time goes by. We're claying
so
together.
Slowly.
We are claying together as we speak. Famous movies. Released in 1990. After an accident leaves a young man dead, his spirit stays behind to warn his lover of impending danger with the help of a reluctant psychic. Stars the Sways, Patrick Swayze,
yes,
Whoopi Goldberg, Tony Goldwyn, and Demi Moore.
Now, I've only seen this in pieces, so
really?
I haven't seen the start to finish Ghost.
Oh, you gotta watch Ghost. Oh my gosh. This movie is so... It, like, brought me to life as a woman, like, just seeing them, their clay...
Well, I know that scene.
Their claymation scene that's happening, which Patrick Swayze says that is the most, like, romantic sexual thing he's ever done on screen, is that. Not Dirty Dancing, not any love scene in Roadhouse. It's the claymation scene, which I know claymation is different from their doing clay pottery. I know, guys, but I'm being funny.
Now, okay, here's the question. Let me just kind of guess the plot. He gets killed, and then he's trying to tell them, the people that are still living, him as a ghost is trying to let them know that who killed him, right?
Right.
And that he loves his wife. I want you to know I still love you.
Him and Demi Moore were basically just in a relationship.
Oh, okay.
They weren't married yet. I can't remember. No, they weren't married yet. I think they were kind of engaged to be engaged. He was always very reluctant to not commit to her. Like, they were together. He loved her, but he never wanted to say, I love you. She always said, I love you, and he would say, ditto. So, that was the whole thing, was that he didn't really express his feelings very well. And so they were together. His partner basically has a hitman stab him and kill him because he was going to find out about this, like, they're, like, on Wall Street or something like that. And so he was going to find out that he had swindled money from the company. Patrick Swayze was going to find out. So instead, the partner has him killed. And Patrick Swayze, as a ghost, has unfinished business. So he's like, why didn't I move on? What's happening? And then he eventually realizes that his friend betrayed him and that he's going to try and kill his fiance. And so he needs to warn them. So he goes to Whoopi Goldberg, who is a psychic, who is the only person that can hear him, and gets her to then introduce herself to Demi Moore and say, listen, your fiance has contacted me. We have to solve this murder. You're in danger. So that's the whole movie.
Got it.
And it's incredibly romantic. Whoopi Goldberg is very funny in it in a few scenes. It's dramatic.
Wasn't she nominated?
Yeah, no, she won. She won the Oscar. This is what she won the Oscar for, is Ghost.
Congratulations.
Not
Whoopi.
The Color Purple. It was Ghost, where she's doing
still
like
awesome.
A base, the main role that she always does. But still great. She's incredible in the film. It's beautiful and magical and mystical, and there's homeless people and scary ghosts and buffoonery and betrayal, and then he ascends into heaven towards the end, and it's one of the most emotional scenes I've ever seen in a movie. It's like, the love, you take it with you. And then he finally is like, I love you. And then she's like,
don't tell me.
And then she cries. Demi Moore was hired because she can cry from either eye or both eyes on cue. She was hired because of that.
That is a talent.
Yes. And they almost had Bruce Willis star opposite her because they were married at this time.
Well,
and he was like, it's not going to work. And then it made $500 million at the box office. So,
now,
Die Hard, what?
So what else? What's your other Whoopi?
All right, my other Whoopi is, you know what I'm going to pick. It's one of my favorite.
Is it Theodore Rex?
No.
Okay.
It's one of my favorite musical-ish movies.
Musical-ish.
Of all time.
Okay.
Joyful, joyful, Lord.
Oh, I should have known.
Sister Act 2, Back in the Habit. I didn't pick the first one. I picked the second one.
Right, we talked about this. The second one is better.
The second one is better. It's got so many wonderful. The finale.
This is one of the cases where this is the Godfather 2 of the series.
Yes.
Because
it is.
Because it is better. It introduces the kids, and like there's a little more of a dynamic. There's a competition.
Yeah.
It's not about running from the mob.
Yeah, no, it's like a friendlier, more
Yes.
family-friendly film. The stakes are not like life or death. This is just like, the kids want to win because they're inner city and they should, you know?
Yes.
Like,
And they're good.
They're good. They deserve it. And because they have flavor, you know? They have a little hip-hop to them.
It's kind of like Center Stage in a way.
It so is Center Stage.
Yes.
Oh my God, Sister actually back in the habit of Center Stage. Whoa, revelation time. Released in 1993, the sisters come back to Dolores' show to get her back as Sister Mary Clarence to teach music to a group of students in their school, which is doomed for closure. So the school is going to close down. It's very, run down, inner city youth, all that going on. And they were like, if we win this choir competition, like a national competition, they won't close our school because they'll see that we have value. And so it's all about these, kids. They don't have anybody in their lives that inspires them to create, that encourages them. So Whoopi is that person.
Yes.
Sister Mary Clarence.
How did they even come together? I don't remember. Do you remember how they came together? Like,
What do
how
you
did they
mean?
find her?
They just came to her
Oh,
show.
they went to, like, the
the
church.
Vegas show and was like, we need you.
Oh, yeah. Her actual show that she went back to.
Yeah, her, like, Vegas
That's
show.
Right. That's right.
Because she
Okay.
went back to her old life, and then they were
Right.
like, yo, put the habit back on.
Back in the habit.
Oh, there we go. So the best thing about this movie is all the musical scenes.
Lauryn Hill. This is like her. Hello, Lauryn Hill.
Yes, this is her first movie, first and only, maybe. I can't remember if she did other movies, but she's incredible in this, and
Yes.
she's of course from,
The Fugees,
Come on,
yeah,
guys.
and
She's
her own solos.
in her own, what's it called? Not Education of Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, something like that. Her CD, that's incredible. So Jennifer Love Hewitt is also in this movie, along with Whoopi Goldberg. Who else? Kathy Najimy.
Oh, Najimy, I think is how you say it.
I don't know how to pronounce her
She's
name.
married to that guy that's in that band that played in Old School. Old School when they get married. Oh, I can't remember their
Oh my
names.
God. The one that always plays in the bands in Judd Apatow.
Need you now.
Oh my God, they're married?
Yes.
Shut up. That's too incredible. No way, I did not know that. Whoa, trivia. That's wonderful. Okay, also Cheryl Lee Ralph plays Lauren's mom, who she was a singer back in the day, but she, it was disappointment to her, so she doesn't want that for her daughter. She's like, you're not going to sing. She refuses, and then her daughter just rebels against her. It was like, I'm going to sing in the choir, Mom. She's wonderful.
She was wonderful.
She was. And
I love his eye is on the sparrow.
Why do
All right.
we always
I don't know why we
on this
sing.
podcast? No, I like it though. I'm gonna keep doing
Okay.
it. I don't care if I'm bad.
That's right.
It's no big deal. Okay, so the two big musical scenes that I love are the first one, "Oh Happy Day."
Yep.
Oh
Good.
Happy Day, and then he's like, "When Jesus walks."
Yep. Good.
Yep. Sorry,
Good.
guys. Sorry for your little ears. And then, everyone's like, "Whoa, what?" That was a big moment. And then also the
That was.
finale.
Yes.
Guys, they rap. They rap about God with soul gospel, like from their
and then they
hearts.
like bring it to like what was current of the time,
yeah.
like that song OPP.
Yeah, you down with G.O.D.? Yeah, you know me.
It's totally center stage.
Oh my
I
God. I
love
could
it.
do the whole rap too. Joyful, joyful, Lord, we adore thee. And in my life, I put
I
none
believe
before
you,
me.
Stacey.
Since I was a youngster, I came to know that you was the only way to go. So I know the whole thing. All right, so that's Sister Act.
I love
2,
it.
Back in the Habit.
I'm
It's my
glad
fave.
I'm glad we talked about that.
Okay.
I am. Okay, so my link. So I went from Jaws, and I decided to do movies released in June, just in June.
Okay.
Something random.
Okay.
Because it was released in June.
All right.
So one movie that was released in June, specifically, and if we had Scott Mance here, I could just say the date and he'd probably tell me like 5
Props.
different films that came out that day. So June 22nd, 2001, a little movie called The Fast and the Furious released.
Oh my God, where's Nick Mundy?
What?
What?
Wait a
Boom,
minute.
He crashed through the door.
So the Los Angeles Police Office Department sends Brian O'Connor to basically go undercover for street racing and figure out what's going on with street racing. Apparently,
Because street
there's-
racing
there's-
is such a danger.
That's
too.
right. There's some other things going on, some unsavory things. He's got to, come in and figure out what's happening.
Okay.
So they send him undercover. Paul Walker is Brian O'Connor. Vin Diesel is Dominic Toretto. Michelle Rodriguez is Letty. Jordana Brewster as Mia Toretto. Now, originally, this was directed by Rob Cohen, who also did The Skulls. Don't know if you watched that, but enjoy that, and Triple X. And written by Gary Scott Thompson, who based this off of an article by Ken Lee in some magazine.
That's right.
The budget was $38 million and made $144 million and sparked many different sequels.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if this even had the idea of this is going to become a franchise. No. I feel like once they got back together in the fourth film, so for the first two films was Paul Walker and Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
And then the third film went to Tokyo Drift, and neither of them were in it.
Which
and then
they returned. It's all out of order,
right?
Which we could do a whole podcast on, just Fast and the Furious.
We could,
and
maybe we will,
analyzing everything. So,
so they then returned for the fourth film, and I think that's when the franchise took off. The fourth film,
See, I don't remember the fourth film. I thought it was with the fifth one with Fast Five.
I haven't even seen Fast Five.
No, that's the heist one in Brazil.
I gotta see
that. It's incredible.
I gotta
see
that
just
one.
literally like, all right, we're just gonna make this a heist film, and it's like Ocean's 11. Like it has the characters, everyone has their own little niche in the group, and that's when I think that's when it became the Fast and Furious franchise that we know today is with Fast Five. Before they were still on street racing things, I think.
Right.
But
let me tell you a few. Before they went through tunnels through Mexico and stuff, it was. There was a heist in there, but it was a little bit insane. I was like, as soon as they get into the tunnels to go across the border, it's just out of control. Not that the series isn't out of control already.
It's deliciously out of control, though. I love it.
So, Mark Wahlberg, Christian Bale, and Eminem were all considered.
Oh my gosh!
For the part of Brian O'Connor.
Eminem would have been great, though. Can I just say, as much as I love Paul Walker, rip Paul Walker, Eminem would have been. I would have loved to see that.
I think any of those could have worked. I don't think that Christian Bale would have stuck around for as long. I think it works because these guys are like, we're coming back to this. We're going to do this. I don't think Christian Bale, I think he would have been like, I'm done with 1 or 2. The contract probably was 2. If it's over, I bet you certain contracts are if it makes over this much money, you automatically are required to come back for a sequel.
Probably.
I have a feeling. I don't know business of Hollywood, but that's what I would guess.
No idea.
If I were a person that was making a movie, that's probably what I'd say to people. So Natalie Portman, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Kirsten Dunst, Bijou Phillips, and Jessica Biel all auditioned for the role of Mia. I really like Jordana Brewster, actually.
You know what? I just don't know what else she's been in.
And she was on that show. Oh man, I'm not going to think about it at all. It was the Invasion of the Body Snatchers, but it wasn't called that, and now I can't think of it. And so
it's a show or a movie?
It was a television show, and it was really good. Oh man,
really?
Someone help me out there and tell me what the name of this show is. Okay.
Sweet.
Also, the role of Mia was written for Eliza Dushku, but she turned it down, and I'm like, girl, you missed out.
Because all she has now is Bring It On. That's all I know her from.
And Dollhouse.
Dollhouse, yeah. That's a show,
and Buffy.
Right? And Buffy, yeah. Okay. But still,
those are done.
Yeah, those are done. And Fast and Furious is still going.
That's right. It is. She's probably like, why did I do
know.
that?
She's like, shit.
Although the character of Mia is probably not going to be around anymore. But that's all right.
No,
you know what? I'm sure Jordana was fine.
Because the dad is dead, so I don't know what they're going to do.
Well, not technically.
No, so I don't know
okay,
what they're
we can't. Well, it's not. Oh, I've already spoiled it. Sorry, everyone.
No. He didn't die in the movie. That's what I'm saying.
That's what
Paul Walker is dead.
Yes.
So what are they going to do in the movie with his character? I don't know.
Right.
So I don't know what they're going to do with her as well, because if he's gone...
Maybe she'll just be on the phone. Well, because she is the sister, so she could have some other
We've still got the
parts.
nephews and stuff,
right.
So...
I'm sure they're still thinking. Anyways, I got to move on to my next film, which is Batman Begins, June 15th, 2005.
Whoa!
June movies. We could do a whole thing on just June movies.
We could.
First of all, I need a list. I couldn't find one. I searched the internet. I scoured the internet for a list of movies that have released in June.
How did you find these two? Did you just know
did it by
they
year.
were released?
I just kept looking at different years, and then I was like,
okay.
oh, I like that. So it would have been nice if there was just a list of June movies and every year of which things had been released. That would have been easier.
We should create a database for that.
I could.
Work on that.
I probably won't, but I could.
In between taking care of your little kiddos and doing this very important podcast.
And working on another podcast that I don't discuss, that I like to do. So there's that.
Okay.
That takes up a lot of time, too. All right, anyways. So, Batman Begins. After training with his mentor, Batman begins his war on crime to free the crime-ridden Gotham City. from corruption that the Scarecrow and the League of Shadows have cast upon it.
I love this
There
movie.
it is. I love Scarecrow, first of all. Let me talk
he's
about...
Cillian Murphy.
I think
Gorgeous
it's
guy.
Killian. I think it's Killian.
Killian? Oh,
Yeah.
shit. Do I not know how to pronounce it?
It took me a long time. When I first started my website, like, long time ago, which I don't have anymore. I mean, there's still, like, bare bones of it on the internet, but it's not there. It's called hitormissmovies.com. When I first started my website, this was back in 2004-ish. I think Red Eye had just come out. And,
yes,
and
Rachel McAdams.
And I had loved him in 28 Days or 28 Days Later.
Yes, 28 Days Later. Mm-hmm.
And so I wrote this, like, my ode to Cillian Murphy, how much I am in love with you.
He's incredible.
Not, like, because of love in general. I'm not in love with Cillian Murphy, but, like, as an actor and how, like, as a character actor.
He's great. You should see him. Have you seen Peacock?
No.
Oh, you need to just watch it right now. Don't look up anything about the film.
Okay.
Just say Peacock. It's probably on Amazon Instant Video for like $2. Watch it. He's incredible.
I love him.
He's so handsome.
I thought he was great as Scarecrow. And then I was like, he's going to be done. That's it. I mean, he's not going to be back for any others. I mean, you kind of have... There are hints. There are hints to him.
He comes back in The Dark Knight Rises. He's
know.
the judge in the thing. And you're like, oh my God, Scarecrow. And he's in his little tattered robes. I thought that was a great throwback to this film.
didn't like The Dark Knight Rises. So maybe that's why I was kind of...
It's one of those movies where I loved it, seeing it. You're like, oh my God, it's epic. It's Batman. The finale to the trilogy. And then you look back on the plot holes and you're like,
I think
what
people
is
looked
happening?
at that with rose-colored glasses.
Yeah. Which
really
is fine. Sometimes if you like a movie in theaters, if you enjoy your time, your money was well spent.
Right.
So that's me. He's also in Peaky Blinders. Like, watch Peaky Blinders on Netflix. It's really good. It's a show.
Christian Bale plays Batman and Bruce Wayne. My son likes to tell me, because he likes to watch Lego Batman, and he likes to say, Bruce Wayne is Batman. Bruce Wayne is Batman. And I go, spoiler alert, buddy. Like, we don't know that. What do you mean? I haven't seen this. Katie Holmes as Rachel Dawes. Michael Caine as Alfred. Liam Neeson as Ducard. And Gary Oldman, Commissioner Gordon. And Cillian Murphy, as we know, as Dr. Jonathan Cranan's Scarecrow, directed by Christopher Nolan. This is his first Batman film. And written by Bob Kane, who did the characters, and David S. Goyer and Christopher Nolan did the screenplay. Budget was $150 million, and the box office was $374 million. Nominated for Best Cinematography.
It's a gorgeous-looking film. That was well-deserved.
It was well-deserved.
You know what? I've always wanted to be able to do, if I ever get, like, fit one day, like if I'm, like, a fit queen.
Sure.
I want to do the falling down push-ups that Christian Bale does. You know when he like rolls out of bed and he like chunks that green shake and he just goes boom, boom, and he like just falls down and starts doing it. I'm like, oh, jeez. He looks good in this film.
He does.
Good. He did this right after.
Oh my gosh,
the
Machinist. So he had to gain like a ton of weight.
Yeah.
And then they saw him and called him Fat Man. And so they're like, you need to shed like at least 20 pounds. I'm like, man, that's got to suck to go like from super skinny from The Machinist to bulk up for this and then lose another 20 pounds.
Yeah, he got to 99 pounds.
He is insane.
He's crazy. He is a real life crazy person. He really is.
I saw that like
Good for you.
He will only do interviews in the voice of the character of which he is playing next.
Yeah,
which
so
is
do like
so
an American
insane.
Accent. That's crazy.
He is crazy.
No, he's literally crazy. And then he got in a fight with his mom and his sister one time, and they like called the cops on him for yelling. Like he's legitimately an insane person, but he is a very talented actor, and I love him, and it's fine.
Okay, in 2006, Forbes Fictional 15 ranks Bruce Wayne as the 7th richest fictional character with a net worth of approximately $6.8 billion.
Wow.
What's kind of interesting?
One fictional character?
You know what? I didn't look it up, so I'm going to need to do that.
You just need to look
I was
it
like, that's a good thing to look up.
Yeah.
We could guess. We could make some guesses.
I have no idea.
If there's a fictional
Lex
Bill
Luthor?
Gates out there, then
maybe.
Sure. Lex Luthor could be. Yeah, that's the only other one that I would see. Anyways.
Maybe Scarface? No, he's like small time. He's like just Miami.
So anyways, before they began shooting, Christopher Nolan invited the whole crew to a private screening of Blade Runner. And after the film, he said to the whole crew, this is how we're going to make Batman. So kind of giving the tone to everyone so they could kind of get on board with that.
That is a good tone.
And unlike most of the characters in the movie, Rachel Dawes, played by Katie Holmes, doesn't exist in Batman or any other DC Comics series, and she was created by Christopher Nolan and David S. Goyer. It was specifically written for her, and also with Claire Danes and Reese Witherspoon as kind of like options for if she doesn't decide to do this film for us.
That would have been okay, because Reese Witherspoon was in American Psycho and played
I
Love It Is a Nut.
know.
So what if they had paired up again? That would have been crazy.
That would have been crazy.
I don't know if
now,
I can picture
and
her.
then she was replaced.
Well, no, she didn't want to do it.
Oh.
She skipped out on making The Dark Knight to make like Mad Money or whatever. That one with
Oh,
Diane
yeah, that money
Keaton
one. Yeah,
and,
I don't know if it was Mad Money,
Queen
but
Latifah.
yes, I know what you're talking about. Where
Yeah.
they're like, yeah, it's stupid. Okay.
What?
The
It's-
decisions
no.
are ridiculous.
Well,
All right.
she was, over the sheen of
Moon.
Scientology,
Yes.
she was going a little insane. So
Right.
we'll
But
forgive
she's
her for that.
back now. So,
She's
hey,
back. She's back.
congratulations, Katie
What's up,
Holmes.
Katie Holmes? And dating Jamie Foxx, apparently.
Oh,
I
didn't
like
know
that.
that.
Mm.
All right, so let's go into those are our movies. So we started with Jurassic Park. We linked to Steven Spielberg films. I chose Jaws,
I chose The Color Purple.
and from The Color Purple,
I chose Whoopi Goldberg films Ghost and Sister Act 2 Back in the
Yeah.
Habit, my favorite one.
and from Jaws, I chose movies that were released in June, and I did The Fast and the Furious as well as Batman Begins, both franchise films. And now we're going to be moving on to movie link tweets. If I can find my notes, which they're here somewhere, we're going to find them in 3, 2, 1. Okay, movie link tweets. So I tweeted out favorite Steven Spielberg film off of our first link. I got a few responses, and some came in after I had already recorded them, so I apologize to those friends that I will not be able to mention today. Tyler Myers said Raiders of the Lost Ark. Bradley Clayton, Saving Private Ryan. Jacob Sanchez, Jaws. Colby Bean said Catch Me If You Can. Jamie Habits, Jurassic Park and Saving Private Ryan. Abe Lopez, E.T., and Joey Beans, Jaws, and Saving Private Ryan. So Saving Private Ryan is kind of the favorite, it seems, among all the men that have replied to me.
Oh, interesting.
No ladies this week.
No ladies.
Sometimes
no lady love.
Alice in Wonderland will sometimes chime in, as well as
Alice, where you at, girl?
as well as April Dawn. So
And Aaron.
yeah, Aaron,
Our friend.
Mhm,
Aaron
mhm. And sometimes Leanne.
Yes,
so there we
sometimes
go.
Leanne. Yes.
So there are some ladies. They just weren't on
Lady
there
loves.
this week. So our next segment is would this be better with Rocky? Jurassic Park. We have
Okay.
a small scene.
Oh, wait. I thought we were doing The Color Purple.
Oh, sure.
That's right. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Okay, because
Okay, we can do the color
the
purple.
Color Purple one is very dramatic, and it's talking about fighting, and
Okay.
Rocky is a fighter. So I figured,
Okay.
okay.
Is this a monologue?
This is the monologue.
Sweet.
This is the
I don't
Oprah
have to do
Winfrey
anything?
monologue.
All
Okay.
right, okay.
So
Listening,
I do a
listening.
very poor Rocky impression. So here is Sylvester Stallone as Rocky, as Oprah, the character, Sophia, in The Color Purple.
Okay, I'm
Here
ready.
we go.
I'm ready.
All my life I had to fight. I had to fight my daddy. I had to fight my uncles. I had to fight my brothers. A girl child ain't safe in a family of men. But I had never thought I had to fight in my own house.
It stinks in here.
It stinks in here. Smells like shit.
All right.
God, I'm so bad.
That's so great.
Oh, sorry, guys.
All right.
Okay.
Well, why don't you link it to Kevin Bacon
All
for
right,
us?
Lincoln to Kevin Bacon. So, Kevin Bacon was in The River Wild with Meryl Streep, who was in Evil Angels with Sam Neill, who was in Jurassic Park.
So there you go.
There you go. Guys, what a good
That's it.
episode. Sped on through, but we got through everything.
We did.
I feel like
made
we've been through a tunnel in Mexico and emerged on the other side in some fast cars.
That's right.
And Paul Walker is ascending into heaven.
Happy New Year, everyone. Thank
Happy
you
New
so
Year.
much.
Where can I find you on Twitter?
You can find me at Miss Movies on Twitter, as well as Instagram, Miss_movies.
You can find me
There
on
it is.
Twitter at SOHoward2012 and on Instagram at Stacey O. Howard.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
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 6 Degrees of Feature Film is produced by Stacey Howard and me. Special thank you to Ken Knapsack for our intro and Matt Brown for our artwork.